Hello, good evening, or let's say good morning, or even good afternoon. My plan is to go through this book, The Candle Ring Theory, in bracket CRT plus TBS, which stand for the Turtle Body Soup. And for this one, it's all about the three candle or the power of three, whereby the first candle is what we call accumulation. The second candle is the manipulation, and the third candle is the distribution. So for every trader, this is what you need to master. If you don't have this book, you can, you can demand for it. I'll send you either through email or through WhatsApp number, which I'll leave on the description. And without wasting much of our time, I want us to go through one, introduction to CRT plus TBS. Second one is about the guide about CRT candle, and the third one is about the key level, guide about TBS, and also guide about entry and stop loss, and also about CRT and TBS and alignment. So let's begin. Introduction to CRT. So CRT stands for the candle range theory. That is what you need to know. The CRT stands for the candle range theory, whereby the first candle is what we call the accumulation, the second candle is the manipulation, and the third candle is the distribution. So you are supposed to mark the CRT high and CRT low of the first candle. You also need to make the 50%. This is where you'll be taking your first partial of the profit. After that, you wait for this second candle to manipulate this high and close within this range. And you're supposed to end on the third candle, which is distribution. So for every beginner, this is the only thing you need to understand. It's not complicated, it's very simple. As 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, here CRT stands for the candle range theory, and it's always used for higher time frame analysis to predict the bias or the direction. So we say that the CRT stands for the candle range theory, which is also used for higher time frame analysis to predict the direction or the bias. Now what about the TBS? You see, TBS stands for the turtle body soup. It is used on lower time frame for placing entries. Also TBS is used to identify the false breakout. Yeah. So for this one, the TBS stand for the total body soup, and is normally used on the lower time frame when making an entry. That is what you need to know for now. Yeah, you stay with me until to the end. I'll describe more about this one when we'll be discussing about how to enter on the side thing, So keep watching this one. And we have the CRT, the candle range theory. So the first thing First, at first we need to find the CRT candle with the key level on the higher time frame. So the first step is to find the CRT candle with the key level on higher time frame. The second thing is we need to find the DBS with the model 1 confirmation. So for CRT candle, first of all, you're supposed to find the CRT which align with the higher time frame. And after aligning with the key level, you're supposed now to look for the manipulation to occur before you look for the model 1 or the data body sub. So the first thing we say is to identify the CRT candle on with the key level on higher time frame. Now, how do you find the CRT candle? The CRT candle which is supposed to put focus mostly is that candle which has a big body and a small wick. Look at this one. So it has a bigger body and a small wick is one of the most probable CRT candle. Now, not every candle is a CRT candle. That's why we insist on looking for that candle which has the thick body and a small wick. Those wick indicate that there is a liquidity on either the buy side or the sell side. That is why it's important for the candle to have the thick body and the small wick. Now, if the body of the candle is thicker than the wick, it is called the CRT candle, which means that the body should be higher than the wick and the wick should be lower than the body, as shown in the image below. So step 1, we say the body of the candle should be very high, like this one. The second thing is the wick of the candle should be low. So we have the wick on both sides and the wick should be smaller than the body. And from there, a perfect CRT is ready. On top of that, this is the step-by-step procedure to find the CRT candle. We also need 50% area. This 50% is the area whereby we will be taking our buy short, which means sometimes the trade will not reach to your 30 low, but you're supposed to secure your buy short by closing some of the trade at this 50% range. That is important of the 50%. And then how about the key level? So key level, we have 4 key level. The first one is the order block, which is this one. The second one is the fair value gap. The third one is what you call the whole high patch, and the fourth one is the all low patch. These are the most effective and valid key level of the candle range theory. To repeat, you need to master the order block, the fair value gap, the whole high patch, and the whole low patch if you want to trade the CRT in the right way. As we said before, on our time frame, we're supposed to find the CRT candle and the key level. That is on our time frame. These are examples of the CRT key level on high time frame. The first key level, this one is whole high patch. This is the CRT candle. So the whole high patch, to be precise, is that can the previous high or the previous low of the candle. So you see, this one is the previous high of the candle preceding the present candle, and it will be our all high patch. And for this to be valid, this CRT candle patch or close above the key level. That is why this is more important, the whole high patch. As always, we have the manipulation, distribution, whatever. The second thing is the CRT candle with the key level. We call it all low patch. You see, this CRT candle mean patch or close above the previous low. We call it hollow patch, making it a perfect CRT candle. I am making this short video so that in case you need this book, you can order it. I can send it for free, no charging. And number 2 is about the order block. So this is the order block, you see. So order block is that if you are selling, it's a bullish candle preceding the aggressive bearish candle. You see, this bullish candle became the order block because it precedes this selling pressure, and that make it a valid order block. You see, so this candle, this CRT candle, patch or tap to this key level before selling. So order block is one of the reliable key level in this industry. And another one is the CRT candle with the fair value gap. See, fair value gap is an imbalance in the market. So it is created by unmitigated value. The reason why we have fair value gap is because of when the market aggressively sell, it leaves some imbalances. So the market has to come back there to mitigate those unmitigated orders before proceeding in that predicted direction. So if you see a fair value gap in the higher time frame, be rest assured that the market must come back to take those and fill orders. So those are one of the most effective CRT key level. Now the above mentioned charts are example of the higher time frame analysis of the CRT. By finding the CRT candle and key level after we got the CRT, whatever, I think you know all those things. Whole high patch, hollow patch, fair value gap, order block. Now let's go to the correct thing. Let's go to this one. Just a guide about the TBS. This is the most important part. The first candle which manipulates the whole high with the body close candle is called the TBS. So TBS is the first candle which manipulates the whole high or the whole low with the body and close is called the TBS. Mark it. It must be the first candle to close the above high or the above low with the body, not with the wick. I think we're clear about that one. So for this case, you can see this is the CRT high. So this candle which closed above this CRT high with the body is what we call the TBS or the turtle body soup. You see, you could go through this one. I'm just trying to skim through it so that you can read for yourself. Another thing is, let's go about the model 1. Model 1 is one of the entry confirmation, which is, I can say, it's a sniper entry. If you master model 1, I'm telling you, this industry will be of great value to you. So in model 1, we say after TBS is formed, the thick candle with the low wicks are called model 1. So you see, this one, a candle which causes a sweep will provide model 1. So model 1 is the opening of the candle which causes a sweep. So you have this candle TBS, then we have the opening of it is what gives us the model 1. I don't know if you are getting it. I say the first candle to cause a sweep is called the TBS, and that TBS will give us the model 1 entry. So you need to be very careful on that one. And then talk about the entry, kind about the entry and stop loss sell setup. So after we got our model 1, we're supposed to look for the entry. How do you find the entry? And so for the entry, we wait for the candle to close below this model 1 and then we enter. So our first entry should be the close of that candle which close below the model 1 is our entry. And the stop loss should be, the high of that trade. If you are selling, it should be the high there. You put your stop loss there, and your entry is, you put your entry on the candle which close below the model 1. That is very important. You need to work on that one. And then about the price setup, the same cause. See, the first candle cause a sweep with the body is this one, and this one gives us the model 1. So we end at the close of at the close of the candle below model 1. So our entry was supposed to be here and our stop loss supposed to be here. I think we are getting each other. If not, you rewatch until it stick to your mind. Actually, we also have the complete infrastructure of the CRT or lower time frame entry with TBS and model 1. You see, I suggest you look for this book, you read for yourself. You see, this is the complete infrastructure of the CRT and lower time frame entry with the DBS on the model 1. So this is it. Model 1, your stop loss, and then your DB. These are okay for the alignment. For the 4-hour candle, mostly we are supposed to be using the 5 minutes for entry. You only 4 hours for analysis and 5 minutes for entry. But if you're a beginner, I recommend 15 minutes for entry. And if it is 1 hour, you use 5 minutes for entry if you are a beginner and 1 minute for entry if you are a pro trader. Last but not least, one day you use 1 hour for entry. 1 week you use 4 hours for entry. And 1 month we use 1 day for entry. So I think you need to look for this book for entry confirmation. I think until there, I can call it a day. Oh, by the way, don't forget to subscribe, comment, let me know what you need to know concerning the CRT candle. Have a good day.